Israel is one of the most fascinating countries on earth, and almost nobody actually knows the real story. It is a country so small you can drive across it in 90 minutes. Yet it has changed the world more than countries are 100 times its size. It revived a language that was dead for 2,000 years and made it the official language of a modern nation. It turned desert into farmland. It built beaches next to ancient cities. It invented things sitting in your pocket right now. And it has places that will genuinely make your jaw drop. Today we are covering 15 facts about Israel that are so surprising, so interesting, and so different from anything you have seen in the news, that by the end of this video you will want to book a flight there. Let's get into it. Number 15, Israel is smaller than New Jersey. Israel is tiny. You can drive from its western coast to its eastern border in just 90 minutes. North to south, the entire country takes about 6 hours by car. It occupies just 0.1% of the entire Middle East's total land area. Yet this tiny country has more startups per capita than any nation on earth, more Nobel Prize winners than all other Middle Eastern countries combined, and has changed the modern world in ways that will genuinely shock you. Do not judge this country by its size. Some of the most powerful things on earth come in the smallest packages. Number 14, Hebrew. Hebrew is the only language in recorded human history that died as a spoken everyday language and was successfully revived. For nearly 2,000 years, Hebrew existed only in religious texts and prayer. Nobody used it to buy groceries, argue with neighbors, or tell jokes. Then in the late 1800s, one man named Eliezer ben Yehuda moved to Palestine and dedicated his entire life to bringing Hebrew back. He raised his son as the first native Hebrew speaker in modern times. Today, over 9 million people speak Hebrew daily. It is the greatest linguistic comeback story in all of human history, a language literally resurrected from the dead. Number 13, the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea sits 430 meters below sea level, making it the lowest point on the entire surface of the Earth. But that is not even the most interesting part. The water is so incredibly salty, about 10 times saltier than regular ocean water, that it is physically impossible to sink in it. You float automatically without even trying. You can sit in it like an armchair and read a newspaper. The minerals in the water have attracted health tourists for thousands of years. Even Cleopatra and King Herod reportedly visited the Dead Sea for its legendary healing properties. Nothing else on earth feels like it. Number 12, Jerusalem. Jerusalem is arguably the most fought-over piece of land in all of human history. It is simultaneously the holiest city for Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The Western Wall, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and the Al-Aqsa Mosque all sit within walking distance of each other in the same ancient city. But here is the fact that blows people's minds. Jerusalem syndrome is a real officially recognized psychological condition where visitors with no prior mental illness become so overwhelmed by the city that they develop full religious delusions. Around 100 cases serious enough for psychiatric treatment are reported every single year. No other city on earth causes a medical condition just by existing. Number 11, Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv is one of the most surprising cities on earth. It sits right on the Mediterranean coast with beautiful beaches running through the city center. It has a nightlife scene so intense, it has been called the city that never sleeps. It has more sushi restaurants per capita than New York City in the Middle East. It is one of the top vegan cities on the planet. Tel Aviv also contains more 1930s Bauhaus-style buildings than any other city in the world, earning it UNESCO World Heritage status. Ancient and ultra-modern at the same time. Conservative neighbors all around it, and Tel Aviv just does not care. Number 10, the Iron Dome. The Iron Dome is one of the most extraordinary pieces of military technology ever built. It is Israel's missile defense system that detects incoming rockets, calculates their trajectory in seconds, decides whether they will hit a populated area, and if they will, launches an interceptor missile to destroy them mid-air before they land. All of this happens automatically in real time. The system has an interception success rate of over 90%. Israel developed it because it faced a reality where thousands of rockets could be fired at its cities with almost no warning. The Iron Dome did not just protect Israel. It completely changed how the world thinks about air defense forever. Number 9. Israel's military is one of the most advanced and feared on the entire planet. Israel has one of the most hardened and technologically advanced militaries on Earth, despite being a country of just 9 million people. Every Israeli citizen, men and women, is required to serve in the military. Men serve for 3 years. Women for 2. This means Israel has a highly trained reserve force that can be mobilized extremely quickly. Israel's Air Force is consistently ranked among the top 3 most powerful in the world. Israel is also widely believed to be the only nuclear-armed state in the Middle East, although it has never officially confirmed this. For a country you can cross in 90 minutes, it has a military power that nations 10 times its size cannot match. Number 8. Masada. Masada is an ancient fortress built by King Herod on top of a flat-topped rock rising 400 meters above the Dead Sea in the Judean desert. It is one of the most dramatic and haunting places in the entire world. In 73 AD, around 960 Jewish rebels made their last stand against the Roman army at Masada rather than surrender to slavery. When the Romans finally broke through the walls, they found almost everyone had chosen death over capture. Today, Masada is Israel's most powerful national symbol of resistance and courage. There is even a phrase, "Masada shall not fall again," that captures everything about how Israelis see themselves and their country. Number 7. The Negev Desert. The Negev Desert covers more than 60% of Israel's entire land area. Most countries would write that land off as useless. Israel turned it into one of the most strategically important pieces of territory in the country. Deep in the Negev sits the Ben Gurion National Solar Energy Center, one of the most advanced solar research facilities on Earth. Also in the Negev is the Dimona Nuclear Research Facility. The site most analysts believe is connected to Israel's undisclosed nuclear weapons program. Israel tests rockets and advanced military technology across the Negev's vast empty landscape. And beneath the desert, Israel has built underground military installations that most of the world knows almost nothing about. Number 6. Israel invented drip irrigation and turned desert into farmland that feeds Europe. Over 60% of Israel is desert. Yet Israel is a major exporter of fruits, vegetables, and flowers to Europe and beyond. The reason is drip irrigation, a technology invented in Israel that delivers water directly to plant roots, drop by drop, eliminating waste almost entirely. Israel also recycles approximately 90% of all its wastewater, the highest rate of any country on Earth. The next closest country recycles around 20%. Israel is 4.5 times better at water recycling than its nearest competitor. Cherry tomatoes were also engineered in Israel. Land that was pure barren desert decades ago now produces food at industrial scale. Israel did not beat the desert. It hired the desert. Number 5. The phone in your pocket was largely built on Israeli technology. Pick up your smartphone and think about this. The original cell phone technology was developed at Motorola's research center in Israel. Voicemail technology was invented in Israel. The USB flash drive was invented by an Israeli company. The first antivirus software was created in Israel. Large portions of the Windows NT operating system were written in Israel. Intel's Pentium MMX chip was developed in Israel. ICQ, the world's first instant messenger that paved the way for WhatsApp and every messaging app you use today, was created by an Israeli company called Mirabilis. The device in your hand right now has Israel's fingerprints all over it. That tiny country helped build the digital world. Number 4. Eilat. Eilat sits at the very southern tip of Israel on the shores of the Red Sea, and it is one of the most unique cities in the entire Middle East. The sun shines there almost 365 days a year. The Red Sea waters are crystal clear and home to extraordinary coral reefs filled with tropical fish, dolphins, and marine life that draws divers from around the world. Eilat is home to the world's only underwater observatory, a structure that descends into the Red Sea, letting visitors watch marine life through glass windows without getting wet, coral reefs, year-round sunshine, beach resorts, and world-class diving, all at the very bottom of a country the size of New Jersey. Number 3. Israel has more museums per capita than Italy, France, and Greece combined. Israel has more museums per capita than any other country on Earth. More than Italy, more than France, more than Greece. For a country of just 9 million people, the concentration of museums is extraordinary, covering art, archaeology, science, technology, military history, and biblical artifacts. The Israel Museum in Jerusalem houses the famous Dead Sea Scrolls, the oldest known biblical manuscripts ever discovered. The Yad Vashem Holocaust Memorial is considered one of the most powerful and important museum experiences anywhere in the world. In Israel, history is not something that happened far away in a textbook. It happened right here, literally under your feet. Every square meter of this country has a story. Number 2, Israel is the only country on Earth gaining trees, not losing them. Almost every country on Earth is losing trees. Deforestation is one of the most serious environmental crises facing the planet right now. And then there is Israel, the only country in the entire world that has more trees today than it had 50 years ago. Israel has planted hundreds of millions of trees since its founding, turning previously barren hillsides and desert edges into actual forests. Tu B'Shavat, the Jewish New Year of Trees, is celebrated as a national tree planting holiday every single year. Israeli school children plant trees as a cultural tradition passed down through generations. In a world that is cutting forests down, Israel has been quietly and consistently planting them back up. Number 1, Israel ranked 8th happiest country in the world in 2025, and the number 1 fact that will completely change how you see Israel. The World Happiness Report ranks countries every year based on life satisfaction, social support, freedom, and well-being. In 2025, Israel ranked 8th happiest country in the entire world. And in one specific category, social connections, Israel ranked number 1 on the entire planet, ahead of every Scandinavian country, ahead of Switzerland, ahead of everyone. Israelis consistently report some of the strongest feelings of community, friendship, and belonging of any population on Earth. A tiny country surrounded by complexity, sitting at the center of the world's most contested region. And somehow, its people are among the happiest and most connected on Earth. That is Israel.